Good afternoon, the Chairman, Human Rights Defenders and Access to Justice Advocate Center, our legal department, co-congress and the reviewers, and Queen Mrs. Solution, alive from KJ Allen Avenue branch, have a case of breach of contract reported by Mr. Chigozie Kingsley against Kokacom Services Limited. Please join us as we interview the parties for peaceful resolution. Subscribe to our YouTube channel on Access to Justice TV and follow us on our Facebook page on Human Rights Defenders and Access to Justice Advocate Center Alternative. For more useful information, visit our website on www.hrdac.org.ng. Thank you. All right, speak up. Let's hear you out. What is your complaint?
So my name is Kingsley Chigozie, and
Speak up.
I October last year, 2020, Mr. Levi told me about a New Zealand work visa through Fiji Island, and it cost 1.2 million naira, 250,000 naira initial deposit, and 950,000 balance after the visa must have been gotten. So I made that payment to his account, to Mr. Levi's account, of 250,000 naira. After which I made the balance payment of 950,000 naira in November last year to the company's account. So I was given an NZETA, a transit visa, before I made that balance payment. And I was told I would be processed to travel before the year runs out. So I waited till January. Around January, my uncle intervened about the travel package that is not clear and he doesn't trust it, and that cruise ships doesn't run from Fiji to New Zealand because they are all banned, both air and sea. Which I also made that complaint to Mr. Levi, who told me to trust the process. So my uncle didn't approve of it at all and said it's either they have another package or the money is refunded to me. So they brought
The
out
package is what and what?
the package is a New Zealand work visa that I will travel to Fiji Island, and from Fiji Island I will enter a cruise ship to New Zealand. And during this period, which is
Please concentrate.
the lockdown period, cruise ships were banned from entering New Zealand. And I also made that complaint to Mr. Levi, who told me then to trust the process, that they have the immigration lawyers that will set it up and make everything work out. So, but my uncle, Mr. Chinedu, didn't approve of it. So he intervened in the process and told them that if they don't have another package, that they should refund the money. So in January, they switched to Australia, that they have another work visa package for Australia, which was in lockdown as well. So I went for my biometrics in January, and also my medicals. So, and since then, up till now, no show, nothing. In the month of March this year, I sent an email to the company that if the visa doesn't come out by June, because Australia keeps shifting their resumption, if the visa doesn't come out by June, I will need a refund because I've waited a long time. That email was not responded to. And June came and Australia shifted their borders to mid 2022. And I came making a request for my refund because I can't wait any longer. And they told me that they can't make a refund, that payments have been made and they can't make a refund. So there we go.
The payment has been made, they can't make refund.
Yes, ma'am.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Did you sign any document of non-refundable fees?
No, ma'am.
But did you on your own just decide based on your uncle said you should not travel with that package? Did you just travel and you changed mind because of your uncle's advice, or you also said you can't travel through that?
I
That
wasn't
means.
I wasn't comfortable with the whole package. I also
But were you told from the beginning the process?
yes,
So why did you go ahead to make payments when you know you are not comfortable?
yeah, because I actually have a sort of relationship with Mr. Levi here, whom I actually trust his judgment. So he told me that it's actually something that will work out.
How? What was your fear? Why did you first object?
Why did I first?
Why were you not comfortable? What was your reason? What are your reasons why you're
Yeah,
not comfortable traveling
yes,
before
because
you were depending on his
I
advice?
made some research then, which I complained to him about, and
Speak up, please.
I made some research about the whole package. Even when I got the NZETA, I told him that this is not a visa, that this is a travel pass. This is a transit visa, like you're traveling through somewhere. So this is a New Zealand travel visa, not like an actual visa. Like you're traveling through somewhere, you're traveling to
You're transiting.
yes,
A
you're
transit
transiting
visa.
through yes, and this is not an actual visa. He said that when I get to Fiji, which is a visa-free country for Nigerians, when I get to Fiji, that uh, I will present that document and I'll give me a stamp on my passport to enter New Zealand using a cruise ship.
All right. I need a chair close to this place. Since this is not funny, I need a chair close to this place so I can speak up. Two. Come over here, please. Okay, you can respond. What happened? How does it start?
Good afternoon.
Yeah.
My name is Levi, and I'm an employee of Kokacom Service
As I'm
Limited.
sitting here, I can't hear you, and they need to hear you.
Okay. Good afternoon. My name is Levi. I'm an employee of Kokacom Service Limited. As of last year, an offer came out for a New Zealand travel work visa, and at which the process which the work visa goes, it's whereby a New Zealand electronic travel authorization is first gotten, and it can be verified from the government website when it comes out. And when it's verified, that means the electronic travel authorization is out. So then the next step to proceed, because the New Zealand electronic travel authorization permits any individual to go through Fiji Island, a cruise ship. And when you get to the cruise ship issues a 28 days visit visa. And with the help of our immigration lawyer, it is stated in the agreement that you get a job within 1 to 2 months when you get to New Zealand. So that is how this package is. I admit the fact that Mr. Kingsley Chigozie paid a sum of 250,000 to start up the process, of which such amount also was remitted to the company's account, which the invoice, everything are also available here.
The money paid to your account?
Yes. Yeah, everything was submitted to the company. There's a transaction history also from
Through
my bank account.
via bank account?
Exactly, ma'am.
Let me see.
I can go ahead. Okay. So after the authorization came out, we verified online with the name and international passport on New Zealand government website, which the name actually was on the government website. So the next step is to pay the balance fee. The balance fee was supposed to be 1,350,000, of which majorly 950 is to the balance, and the remaining balance was supposed to be for the cruise ship fee. But I advised Mr. Chigozie that it's something.
Sorry, was this receipt given to you? How did you generate it?
It was sent, man. Mr. Chigozie, okay, if you checked his mail, it was in his mail. I also
Right?
have it's in his mail. This is the company's receipt. So it was sent via mail.
Sent to you or sent to him?
It was sent to me and I forwarded to him.
That was when?
The same date that was written there, man.
Which year was it?
That was last year.
Did you have this email on your
Yes.
Go ahead.
So then he proceeded to pay the balance of 900,000, 950,000. So after he paid the balance, the next step was for him to travel. So Mr. Chigozie paid another amount for traveling as a for flight booking, of which later, due to the lockdown issues, flights were not going to. Okay, before the lockdown, I think flights that were going that period were very expensive, and he told me that his budget was must not be above 700 or 800,000. So, and the flights we were getting there were above 1 million. So we had to be patient, and when we started seeing flights, it was so unfortunate that flights were not permitted to move from Nigeria to Fiji. Those flights were for other countries. So I even had to go to the airport to confirm and verify, and the airport said no, that we have to wait, that flights will still go. So currently, Mr. Chigozie could not travel to New Zealand because of what the restriction in border and also flights. Then later on, Mr. Chigozie called his uncle. I don't know if the uncle's name. I think he mentioned Chinedu. The uncle is now involved in this matter, and the uncle said he is not comfortable with him traveling through cruise ship. That he's a small boy. I was like, somebody of 20 something years old is a small boy. I said, okay. Now, as a result of my social interaction with Mr. Chigozie, and we started developing mutual interest about each other, I pleaded with the company that, see, okay, this person's uncle said he's a little boy and he can't go through the process. So, and I told him to send a mail to the company to acknowledge that he wants to change a travel destination from New Zealand to Australia. So currently, later Mr. Chigozie did that. He sent a mail to the company requesting for changing destination and explained that his uncle was not comfortable. And copies of the emails are also here, everything. So later on, I played with the company, like I said, the company also started up another process, another visa process, Australia. And when the process started,
was he in agreement to that?
yes, man, he was the one that sent an email requesting that they change to Australia. So the management agreed on deciding to proceed to Australia. So later on, I think later on in Australia they had an issue of the COVID again, an increased rate in COVID issue. But one of the things, because at KSO we work with informations and we cannot do anything outside government policies or international policies. So we got information that flights are not going to Australia anymore because of the COVID-19 outbreak over there. So we told all clients, including Mr. Chigozie, this is what is on ground now. They have to be patient because of the COVID-19 until it steps down and they can travel. So later on, Mr. Chigozie said he's no more going again. It's not comfortable to go to Australia again after the company had started a new process for him. So currently, this is where we are right now. He's requesting for a refund from the company. I told him that I will speak to the company. So this is where we are right now.
Mr. Chigozie, did you for once send any email to the company changing your destination? So why did you still opt out again requesting for money?
Yes, because even before I switched to
Eh?
Before I even switched to that Australia, I told you that Australia too is on lockdown. Even before we started the whole New Zealand process, I asked him, these places are on lockdown. How are you going to go about it? He said that it will work out. I should trust the process. He always uses the word trust the process. Australia was on lockdown before this process was started. He told me that Australia will open in March, which, yes, they said they will open in March. And March came, and the Australia government shifted their reopening to June. And I sent another email to them saying that if they don't reopen in June, that I will need a refund because I cannot wait. I have waited 18 months. So that email was received, but it wasn't responded to. And June came, and Australia shifted their reopening to mid 2022, another 11 months. So, and I told them that I can't wait. That's too long. So that they should make a refund.
Okay. This is very simple. This is a very simple a business transaction. First, you applied to Switzerland. How old are you?
I'm 23.
23. You are a full-grown man. You are not a baby. You are not 17. You are not 16. Once you are 18, you are a complete adult that can live and decide by his or herself. You applied for a visa to New Zealand, and you are a learned person. You read through the process which you get to the country. Then you fill the form, you make deposits, and you go ahead to pay up the balance. Then your uncle came up with his own advice that he was not comfortable. He's not comfortable you using that avenue to that place. Not from the company. Your uncle advice changed your application and agreement with the company, which they provide another open option. And you wrote them that you want to change your destination to another country, which they feel their services covers to that place, and they start another process. Is it that you want to force them to work against the rule of Australia government? Just say when Buhari banned Twitter and somebody wants to fly in. So if Buhari shut down or Nigerian government shut down Nigerian system, and you apply from somewhere to visit Nigeria or to come and work here, and the system is not open yet for any person, both visitors or business or whoever, to fly into the country, are you going to blame the embassy that is not issuing visa to Nigerians because Nigerian government have not settled or they've not opened border or airports receiving visitors or whoever in? You can't blame the embassy there. Neither are you going to blame the agent that is processing your visa flying to Nigeria. If I may advise, if you have another choice that cover what's it called, country in which they can still process visa for you to go, then you discuss that with them. Otherwise, you wait until Australian embassy lift the ban. They lift the ban, then you can travel. As it is, they cannot do otherwise. If you are being given visa, you cannot go there. And going there is also risky. Because when they feel the country is not safe for any, even safe for them living there, talk of bringing in another visitor. Would you want to go and die with COVID? And you think if their system is okay, wouldn't they want people to fly in, do business? They are also making money. The economy is also losing. There are some embassies in Nigeria that are not even granting, they are not really even open for interview, talk more of granting visa. Meaning the government over there still shut down their system. They leave the ban, they still close again. They leave the ban, people to move, they still close down again. I think which country is it? Paris or I think France. I was talking to somebody. Yeah, they leave, they close again. They've opened, they shut them again. So if I'm to fly or I bought maybe an air ticket and I'm to fly and they don't allow visitors in, what would I do? Maybe the company I pay in or I purchase the ticket from, they have make use of the money for other logistics or other business. Then I approach them to refund. Were they the people that is the company, are they really responsible asking the government of Paris to shut down their system? No. So from my own understanding, you are not having any issue with this company yet. You have not traveled and you get drawn in the water. You have not traveled and you were not given working visa. You have not traveled and you were not given work over there. You did not travel with the first plan because of your uncle's advice. Then the second one, you have not traveled because the system, the country which you suggested or you liked, they are not in operation.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Actually, there's the people that are still in this New Zealand package, like another guy, Desmond, who's also asking them for a refund, has not traveled either to New Zealand. That's the first package. He's still here. He has not traveled.
No, you talk about
So,
yourself.
no,
The reason why you did not travel,
Okay, ma,
your uncle asked you not to travel.
I'm coming, ma. Now, if I've paid a flight for my flight to somewhere and they cancel, they close, the government close their embassy on borders, the flights will refund part of that money.
Depends on where you buy it.
Yeah.
If you if you buy ticket from Air France direct, you can go and discuss that. They may even tell you, okay, you have to wait. When they are flying, they'll still pick you. Or you apply and you wait for the process of them refunding. But you cannot go, you can't buy through a third party agent and they will tell you no. Whenever they are flying, I think I even bought a local ticket ahead. I think I need to use that as an excuse. An example, please. I bought a local ticket to Calabar. Myself and my husband were to go in for Carnival last year. Then we bought the ticket via an agent that have been buying international tickets for us. Then all of a sudden, because we were like buying the ticket to have hotel reservation, to have a better view of the Carnival. Then all of a sudden, they said, no, there will be no Carnival because of the air SARS and all that. A lot of things were destroyed. Then the COVID also, we cannot fly. So I asked for refund. They said they cannot refund. That the ticket valid for 1 year. I should choose other destination. If I choose a destination, they will route my ticket and I will fly it. So there won't be any refund.
Because they call it voluntary refund.
Uh-huh.
Because you are the one asking for refund.
Yes.
It's not that they were not the one that caused the Calabar
of the cancellation. Then what we did, we called the hotel over there. Please, since the Carnival is not going to host, please cancel whatever and refund our hotel. But the hotel
will not refund. They will not. The hotel doesn't really refund.
They said, how do you know? Why did you even book the hotel when you know you are not coming? You can also come and have a sighting without even the Calabar Carnival. Then I said, no, it cannot happen. Refund my money because I asked you, will there be Calabar Carnival? He said yes. And that was the reason why they refunded for hotel. But the ticket is still running till this moment I'm talking to you. And if I don't make use of it till that 1 year, it's expired. And one has expired. I booked ticket, I did not travel. No time the same way people are holding me down here. And my ticket expired for a whole year. Then we bought this one. This one is already running. So in the nutshell, we must be fair in our judgment. Either you choose another country in which they will apply. That is if the country is still also working. Otherwise, you exercise patience. UK now have UK visa running because we cannot go. Because even the conditions they are attaching here and there. Me, I can't travel to country where somebody will quarantine and stay someplace and wasting money in the hotel for over nothing with my own and money that I'm supposed to use to, flex myself. So if you have any alternative, then as we're all sitting here, we'll discuss it. Otherwise, if you want to wait, then they will still sign that once they leave the ban from Australian government leave the ban, and if you notice people are traveling, they'll grant you your visa, you travel and you work. You can still communicate with us from there. If whatever package they propose to you that you paid for is not granted to you, then we'll take it up with them. But for refund, I don't think I've not seen. If it's not, there's nothing that is impossible. I believe I'm talking based on so many business policies. You say Germany. I talked to someone else. Germany is no go area this year. Can you imagine? The embassy is not open till this moment.
But Mama, funny enough, these countries still open up applications for people to apply. These countries, they still open up applications for people to apply, but you can't go until
give visa.
they resolve.
And what they can't give you visa.
They can't even give
visa,
visa.
but the process is going
But
on.
the process is going on.
When
They
they
just
just
file
file,
them,
they just issue.
collect your money until the process is resolved. Then go.
No, you people don't need to do that. You don't do that because you are going to create a lot of problem for yourself. If this guy had not paid money for Switzerland, right?
New Zealand.
New Zealand. If he had not paid money for New Zealand, or if not the uncle that changed the plan, if he paid any money now to your company's account, while you know he's not going for, they are not going to grant him visa now, you will refund the money. You don't ask people to apply for a visa when you know visa will not be granted unto them. If the country is not, they are not issuing visa, collect no money from nobody. If they are set to accept visitor and grant visa and accept visitor, then you open up your platform for people to register. It's like you're collecting money from someone. I have a need for my money. Then instead of using the money to do a business turnover, I will lodge it into your account. Your account, you give it to Australian government. They are not open up. Then they'll be taking money from Nigerians. No, until the system, if their system is settled, then you collect money from people, because if anybody reports such case here that you collected money from them for Australia visa, while the Australian government is not open to them, you will make refund to them, because you know the government is not issuing visa. So you don't even need to encourage anybody to make any payments. Yeah, that is good. It will tag your company as if you are defrauding them. Do you have any other choice, or you want to exercise patience?
I've already started processing for another country.
Sorry?
I've started processing for another country.
I will only tell you what is
So
obtainable. But if you are not comfortable with it, you can still make an appeal elsewhere or to court. But we stand to advise people on the right thing to do and for a peaceful resolution. If you are applying for another country, then it's your impatience. So if you apply now in Germany, Germany is not open, France is not open, UK is going off and on. So which other country now do you want to fly into? What is chasing you out of this country? I've not even known. So now that the whole world is not settled, you will have to exercise patience. But if you don't choose to apply then in another country, then automatically maybe you want to make the money a free will offer for them.
Ireland is open.
Sorry?
Ireland
is open. Did they cover the area? Did the company covered island? Because every company have their way, what is it called? Country where in which they have connection and you are agreed and you'll be sure of granting you visa. So no
It's
person will say that I have connection to every government or every embassy.
They're not covering it.
Mhm.
So and it's actually a study visa that I applied for to Thailand, and which
Did
is
you do a study visa with them?
yes, I did a Canadian study visa with Aliva, which was denied, and he now brought up the New Zealand package.
From Canadian to New Zealand to Australia with the same money, right?
No,
Which one?
That was on a personal ground between me and him.
Sorry,
That was on a personal ground between me and him.
that won't have nothing to do with the company. Now we're talking about you and the company here.
it's just the New Zealand and the Australia I did with them.
So what do you want? You have heard that they say the money is not refundable. And they never denied that if the Australia is open, they will not grant you visa.
In the agreement, which they didn't give me to sign, what was there is the 250,000 naira is non-refundable, but the 950,000 naira is actually refundable.
Refundable if they deny not giving you visa. If visa is not granted to you, it's refundable. But the first one, you are what is it called? Your uncle advised you against that. The second one was your choice, which the government is still on lockdown. The country is still on lockdown. View it from your own angle. That is how I see things. I cannot deceive you, neither them, because I'm not answerable to any of you. I can only tell both of you truth. So if they are to refund it here and here, I've told her before that if he's directly involved with this guy, I'll get him arrested here, he will refund your money. But in this case, you can see you pay to him, he paid to the company, they issue you complete receipt from the company that is processing the visa. They are working there and they are representing, and the same thing you say they are repeating. So you either wait for Australia to be opened, then they'll grant you your visa, and you go in for your work, grant you your working visa. Do you have any observation on this?
Observation on this is that right now there's nothing the company can do, and he himself is complicating issues for himself. You've applied in the Canadian embassy, you apply in Australia, you apply in New Zealand, now you're applying in Ireland, all those things. The Canadian of a thing that you say that you apply for study visa. If actually that you did the right process for study visa, there is no way the visa will be denied. Did you try the exam? You wrote the exam? For study visa, did you write the exam?
I did everything.
The exam and you passed the exam, the test of English.
I did everything.
If you pass it, they will
So
grant
the
you
thing
visa.
is-
That is
I know,
student
I know.
study
The
visa.
Canada issue is actually because I actually followed his instruction.
If you did,
He instructed
no
that
way deny you the
let's
visa.
let's
You
just
pay
use
your
the
tuition
Canada.
fee.
He instructed that I pay money into the account for proof of fund, and after I print the statement, I can actually remove the money, and the money is actually a money that can stay. So I made the money was put into the account, the statement was printed, and the money was removed, and that was actually
I
the
will
reason
advise
why
some of you
it was
that
actually
are
delayed.
learned,
So
that
it
can
was
read
his
and
advice.
write. Go to the embassy.
That's with your documents.
Go and get embassy requirements. Follow their due process. Don't boycott. Because there is nobody that will have also not have connection American embassy, Canadian embassy. They are just giving you package and you are trying your luck. So in this very one, the New Zealand and all these countries they're talking about, this Afghanistan company, country. Somebody say Afghanistan is open.
Very good.
This these people on this platform, you guys are funny. So Afghanistan is so cool. Hello? Hello, are you calling respect of this case or what? Okay, where are you calling from? From Belgium, yes, I can hear you. Eh?
I want to speak to the president. I'm calling reference for this program.
Go ahead. What do you have to tell us?
I would like to talk to Mr. President. I want to talk to that.
I can hear you now. Go ahead. I'm the one picking the call. Go ahead. Why are you calling? The country is the country open?
This guy, Fuji Island visa. Nigerian passport is free visa to Fuji Island. And there's no how you can.
What happened again?
The network.
Please call back. Which one is Fuji Island visa?
Fiji. That's through
Maybe
the cruise ship, the transit,
Yes.
exactly, the transit visa
Mm-hmm.
for Fiji.
Refugee.
No, Fiji is the name of the
Island.
This
It's
thing
an
of
island.
the end.
Okay.
Hello?
Hello?
We can hear you. Turn down the volume of what you are watching from so that we can hear you.
Tommy. I'd like to talk to the president.
I'm hearing you now. Are you talking to me privately? I said I can hear you. You said you want to talk to me. If you are calling in respect of this case, you talk, let everybody hear what you are saying.
I'm the uncle of this boy.
Okay.
Boy. And
We can hear you. Yes, sir.
the boy is Fuji Island.
That's all I do today.
It's not possible. Eh? Okay, hold on. Hold on, sir. Let me give you the teaspoon, please. Hold on. We have cancelled that. He's not going to, what is it called? New Zealand again. He's going to Australia, right?
Yes, I said yes.
Okay. Okay, yeah. He's going to Australia. Is Australia open?
Australia.
Yes. Are they on lockdown? Okay, Oga. Uncle Chigozie. Which you say you are calling from Belgium or which country? Is Belgium on lockdown? Eh? Please, you are delaying me here. I'm already rounding up the case before you call me here. What I'm asking you, people should stop confusing people now.
The thing is, I can remember I asked, you're not actually mentioning the fact that I actually asked these questions.
Eh?
I asked these questions. These places are on lockdown. How do you go about it? These things are not working.
There is no magic about that. My brother, don't talk as if you are a baby. You are a full-grown adult. Don't talk about as if somebody is talking to you behind camera. You are an adult. What magic do you think somebody will do? Even if you ask such question, and for instance, they answered you yes. Are you small enough? Are you too small not to know how the system operates? How the whole world is operating? Are you not exposed enough to know that lockdown, even when Nigeria was doing local lockdown, were you going out? You were not going out. So if you judge based on even Nigerian lockdown, how do you expect a civilized country to operate why they were locked down. You can still Google it. So you don't need to ask if they are locked down. How are they going to go about it? Then somebody will tell you, don't worry, I'll fly you in. Even the government of that country will not be aware that you are coming in, and you agree. No, with the lockdown, you are flying in. Whereas there is no flight flying when there is a lockdown in any country. Your people that is calling, I'm asking him now, is Belgium, are they on lockdown or there is free movement, whatever? If that place is better for you, why can't he process visa for you to go to Belgium? If the system is working. The systems are not working. So you don't need to give anybody pressure or stress try to stress yourself spending money here and there. If you start the process there and they lock down the place, you will still sit down and wait until they leave the ban in another country. So if you have chosen Australia, then you wait. Let Australian government lift their ban from their movement, then they will do the visa and you go. The issue of the New Zealand is talking about, even if Nigerians have a free visa to New Zealand, you are not even going to the New Zealand again or any country. Even if you apply for Ghana and somebody collected money for you, pay money before you go to Ghana, we are granting you visa to Ghana. You have free visa to Ghana, and you change now, not going to Ghana again, you are going to South Africa. Let's focus on the South African, because even the process of passing, going through ferry or whatever, maybe whatever will capsize and your brother will not see this fine man again. So agreed. Let's focus on the Australia. Is there any news about Australia now? When they will open?
Actually, the news we got was that they will open June 21st.
Mm-hmm.
But around May, they make a statement that they are not opening them. That was
They
last month.
shifted
Shifted it again. But at this moment, we don't know the exact date they will open again.
Well, they were also shifting this
They were
lockdown
shifting,
in
they were
Nigeria
just
when we were
shifting.
even in Nigeria, when we
So
were
now
locked
they
down.
say they won't open, they are just shifting it. They will say they will open
Nigeria-
March.
If
They open
that's the
June.
case, my advice to you people, to your company, avoid attention your image. Since you people know that those countries you people are claiming they can get
So they will
this
say they
and
open,
there's
they will
no
not
need
open.
of collecting
No,
money.
That's what I told them now. This person paid before.
We started this before the lockdown.
If he had
was there.
paid now,
Because we even have some visas
now that they say
currently.
the country is
People that
collecting
are
money for
gone.
visa
No, that's wrong.
and they are not open to
That's wrong.
operation, if it is now that he paid the money, they will refund that
Now,
money.
you know what? These agent people, I've met a lot of people. They know that they are not going to them. They will still be collecting money from them.
Anybody that
Promising
do
them
that.
they will work. And those people, they will be paying.
Man, we have evidence
Mr.
of
Levi,
people
that place
travel
was on
that are
lockdown.
still working right
It
now.
was on lockdown.
But they say
The visa
Australia
he was
is
talking
open.
about
Give me
is spouse
phone.
visa. That was the only visa they issued.
You
Did I-
can call
did you
on
apply for spousal visa
090 3000 2474. If you are living in Australia is open. Why Frank, William, Anthony said Australia is open. Please call in and tell us if Australia is open. How is it open? Please, let's hear it out. Good afternoon, your name and where you are calling from. Go ahead. I mean, help us speak loud so that they can hear you. We can't hear you. Help us speak loud. Yes, a bit. Yes, a bit. Go ahead.
They give this boy a foot. They said they give this boy a Fuji Island visa.
We are not hearing you again. We can't hear you again.
Are you hearing me?
Hello.
Are you hearing me now?
Yes.
They give this boy a Fuji Island. Why Fuji Island is a free visa is Nigerian passport?
Okay.
And they said that from Fuji Island, he will enter in a country which is impossible visa will take you to Switzerland. I have conversation record this thing that I talked to this guy. That guy is like, I talked to him when I was asking question. He said their immigration lawyer will come to Switzerland and take them. I said, how? Without a visa. Before I came, they order that if anything that is not going to enter plane from Nigeria to become the right, you can't speak it. It has been the native of Australia. Now, the Australia are waiting for some time. Refund the point one, they don't want to refund the point.
John. Go ahead now. We're not talking about the New Zealand. We're talking about the Australia that your brother said they should do. Please.
Yes,
Also, have that thing to
this
do.
Australia. If people request that man look that Australia is on lockdown, that is not possible to get the visa. Why did he agree? It's a question. Australia is on lockdown. It's
But they said Australia, there was a news that Australia will open, was supposed to open when? March. And they shifted it to June.
It's like a scam. Every family 1.2 million they collect for me.
Where is the office located?
Number 14, Salvation Road.
This is a scam. It's a scam. It's
Salvation Road.
Fuji Island is
Come.
Google it.
Haven't I got to your case here
Fuji
before?
Island.
If they know what they are
You
doing.
said something about Fuji Island.
Now what?
What visa?
You said what?
If they know what they are doing, why did they agree that they will go to Fuji Island to use a land? I know we know very well that Fuji Island is a free visa. Nigerian passport.
Did you read your did you read
the
it?
entity, man.
Did you read it?
What did you read? Read it.
Okay.
Hold on.
They know that Australia is a lockdown. They are agreed to do the visa. Knowing very well Australia is
Read it,
You are now
because I'm
authorized
writing
to
up on
travel
it.
to New Zealand on a cruise ship. If you are flying to New Zealand to join you, you are now authorized to travel to New Zealand on a cruise ship. If you are flying to New Zealand to join your cruise ship, you must apply for visitor's visa before you travel. So if you are, it is on the cruise ship, that is where you'll be given your visa. But when if you are traveling from, if you are going to
New Zealand via flight.
via flight, that is when you'll be given a visa. But if not, this is what you will go. If you are going to Fuji Island, you'll be given this.
So how much did he pay to the Netherlands
The cost of the
by
package,
going through the Fuji Sea?
or by going through the Fuji Sea.
Yes.
He's supposed to pay 250,000 for the cruise ship fee, of which he didn't pay that. He just paid the balance, the service balance to the company.
What is service balance? What did you service there that you paid the balance?
check the service?
How much did he pay?
Paid 950,000.
The 900,000 does it include the ticket?
No.
So what did he pay the money for?
He paid for the balance of the visa.
Balance of which visa? Now you are not
Electronic-
giving him
of the
visa.
electronic travel authorization.
What is electronic travel authorization? Electronic travel authorization, even electronic visa that you even give when you are going to Dubai. So what did he pay for that he had to pay 900,000 naira for electronic travel authorization?
That's the company's service, man. That's exactly what he paid for.
Company service.
Yes, man.
They are not
That's what
serious.
the company charged.
Company charged 900,000 naira for electronic
But you
visa.
knew what you were going into. So you knew the amount you were paying. It was not like they told you to
We
pay
told him
1,000.
everything
You
was-
knew.
What is the package? What is the package? You cannot say
The
that
package
is
is that you will get to New Zealand, you will be given a job
Okay, yes, ma'am.
for 2 years.
Let me come. This is a service. I think this is a service.
People are confused.
No,
You don't
we're
even know
not
what they are
confused.
talking
We're not
about.
confused, man. This is it. It's all here. Everything's written on the
In the
agreement.
agreement, is there?
First of all, you pay 250,000 to start the process, and this process involves getting you an ETA to go to Fiji Island. This ETA is also presented
How
on the
much
cruise
does
ship.
the ETA cost?
Let me finish, please. Okay, so once that is done, now with the affiliate immigration lawyer, because the job is involved. There's a job. It's a 2 years work visa. It's involved. So the company is meant to pay the immigration lawyer to get this job, and all this have been done already last year. The only thing that was remaining is for him to fly, and which he paid flight ticket, but because of there was no flight, I personally refunded him back the flight money that
With
he
your
should
own
wait.
money?
No, he sent me the money.
Which one you say personally? I feel
No, he sent me the money
out of
personally,
your
man.
pocket to fund
So not the company, that's what I'm saying. I sent him the money back to hold on. When there is a flight going, he will go. That was what I told him. So the remaining balance was to process the work permit, the job with the immigration lawyer, which I confirmed, and they've done everything already. So the only thing they are waiting for him is just for him to go.
So now that he's not going to New Zealand, what is the package going to Australia? Does it cost that much?
Yeah, Australia, I think was so what's the total charge of Australia?
Eh?
The total charge of Australia should be 1 point something.
Should be
1 point something million.
1 point what?
1 point. That's 1.650.
1.650. Did you give the balance, or you are still running on that amount on the video island or whatever? So what are we still talking about? What is this your uncle's name? Oga, Mr. Bejo. Okay, the issue of Visual Island is not there. Please, let's not go into that. Let's talk about the Australia that your brother talked about. Let there be, if they lift ban, or if they are in operation and they did not grant him visa, or he did not get exactly what he agree with them, he can revive back the case. The case is not totally closed until he travel and start working there. We are here anytime, any day to protect and defend his rights anytime. So let's not dwell on one particular thing too long. Yeah. Since your brother have chosen Australia as an alternative, we are watching and you are there. Once you notice Australia is working, the country has said they will receive people, and they did not grant him same thing package that they said here, then he should revert back to our office. We'll take it up from there. Yeah, thank you. Bring on, I take it. And the right of the taking through. Once they leave the band, they will provide them a visa. Is it working visa or student visa? Working visa. What is the package? Is there accommodation?
Depends on the employer.
No, in your own package, there was accommodation is included. But you'll be granted, you'll be offered a job. Your name and where you are calling from?
Hello, my name is Peter.
Okay. From where?
Hello. Yes. I just want to ask you a question.
Okay, can you speak up, please?
Yes. I know you have to have your work permit. You have to have a job.
We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Hello, can you hear me now? Hello.
Hello.
Yes. I'm just saying it. With New Zealand, you have to have a job because you start from work permit.
Where?
In New Zealand.
Yeah.
Yeah, in New Zealand, you have to give a job offer in New Zealand before you can apply for work permit. So this guy is giving a job in New Zealand.
Okay, I had that.
Okay, hold on.
All right, you're correct, sir. You have to have a work permit before you work in New Zealand. But the offer which the company sold was, first of all, an ETA, which transits to a 28 days visiting visa. Then after the 28 days visiting visa, a job is the 28 days visiting visa gives you a status to stay in New Zealand for that period of time. So within that period of time, a work is going to be given to you, and once a work is given to you, that means you are authorized to have a work permit.
My brother, this is a lie. This is a country like this for years. It's a lie. You have to have a job because you are living in the work permit to enter New Zealand.
But I want to ask you, sir, can you stay in New Zealand if you have a visitor's visa?
This is a visa. This is a visa. This mention without visa. This is an island very close to New Zealand. It's close to New Zealand. So when you send somebody to Fiji, that person will need a work permit, another visa for Fiji to enter New Zealand. I remember that when I was in New Zealand, I'm in a medical field. I remember my colleagues that came from Fiji applied for a work permit to come to New Zealand. So it's not possible for you to hire somebody from Nigeria and from New Zealand with a work permit to run a job. So it's like now. I know, sorry, do you have anything to tell me?
You didn't listen to me. I asked, can you stay in New Zealand if you have a visit visa?
Hello? Which visa were you going to do for me? Was it not a work visa you were trying to apply for it?
Answer.
The visa that was, the package that was sold to him was supposed to be a 28 days visit visa, which transits
There's
towards.
nothing like employee visa. No, there's a hello, sir. There's a process here. There's nothing like employee visa. That
Did I
is
say
not
employee
right.
visa? Hello, you didn't hear me well. Hello, you didn't hear me well.
That's the time.
Can you hear me?
Give me a job offer, and for no by the New Zealand embassy in Nigeria. Do you have New Zealand embassy in Nigeria?
There is no New Zealand embassy in Nigeria. Now, what I mentioned is this. Listen to me, sir. What we mentioned is this. First of all, the New Zealand electronic authorization permits him to go to New Zealand on a cruise ship.
I live in that country.
Sir, you have spoken and I've listened to you. Can you listen to me now? The New Zealand electronic travel authorization allows him to go to New Zealand on a cruise ship, and it is stated, and you can find that on the New Zealand government website yourself. You can go on the government website and you find out. Then secondly, after that, he gets a 28 days visit visa on the cruise ship. Now, the 28 days visit visa authorizes him. Anyone that has a visit visa can stay in New Zealand for the duration of time. You cannot work in New Zealand when he does not have a work visa. But the first thing is to stay there using the visit visa. And that was what the company sold to him. And if he doesn't get this visa, then the company has the right to be fined.
There's a particular visa you can apply for. It's on passport. It's on passport. That is not included with your Nigerian passport is not included. And you have to live between below 30 years. And this one is 32 years.
It's not 32.
Sorry?
It's 22, not 32.
22 is 22. And it's not applicable to Nigerian passport as well. If you only a Nigerian passport,
So you go and check the updated news on the government website. I'll leave you with that.
You answered him. Please remember, that is what we are talking about. He's calling all over the world. They are there. So if they ask you, you answer them. Because you know the reason why they are asking you.
But it's a comprehensive list. Except you are permitted to get my phone. I'll list all the countries that are permitted to go to New Zealand now. There are countries that are permitted to go to New Zealand with electronic travel authorization. So I will start listing all the countries for you, and I know Nigeria is one of it. It's an updated list. All he needs to do is to check the website.
As at the time you collected money from them, was Nigeria
Of course,
It was updated 2019.
Eh?
it was updated 2019.
The only thing, Chigozie,
It was
sorry,
updated 2019.
the line cut off. Let's exercise the education. For this, they are Australian, whatever. You say? Okay. You can take them to another office. Good afternoon. Your last caller, your name and where you are calling from. All right, thank you, viewers, for being with us. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and access to Justice TV and follow us on our Facebook page of Human Rights Defenders and Access to Justice Advocacy Center. Have a wonderful day.